What's up, HyperFast Nation? On this episode of the show, I am going to answer a question I get often about why I left Century 21, particularly after my first year where I sold $22 million. Stand by for the next episode of the show where I answer that question and a lot more. All right, welcome to the show. Today I'm looking at the question of why I left Century 21 after my first year in real estate. A lot of people wonder, you sold $22 million that year, amazing year, record-setting first year in the business. Why would you leave that company? And for those of you who don't know, by the way, I am now at eXp Realty. If you want more information on why I'm there or what it looks like if you join eXp Realty and partner with Carrie Shull and I, you can always send me a text message on my cell phone, 703-638-4393. Now, back to the question of why I left Century 21 after selling over $22 million my first year in the business. There were three key decision points, right? Three big reasons why I left. Number one, Century 21 is an uncapped model. Uncapped models take a lot of commission from you, especially as you sell more. Now, I know that, there's a lot of Century 21s where the local broker owner, the local franchise owner, has a cap, right? There's a cap to what you pay them. Maybe it's, 20 grand, 30 grand on like a 70-30, 80-20, 90-10 split. Somewhere in those ranges is what I've seen. Sometimes there's a desk fee system too, right? Where you're paying $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, something like that. Sometimes, by the way, this was crazy. This was also true in my particular Century 21 office. Sometimes there are people on multiple plans within the same office. Like some people might be on a capped system, others on a desk fee, all within the same office, right? So there's all sorts of different splits, scenarios, shenanigans going on with that. But it is uncapped in regards to the royalty you have to pay, right? Everyone there pays 6% of gross revenue to the national brand, right? The national Century 21, think like 1970s gold jacket commercials, right? Guess what? None of that stuff actually helps you go out and get more deals, right? It doesn't help you get more clients, doesn't help you win more listings or any of that. So at the end of the day, you are paying a perpetual amount of money for something that is not going to benefit you, right? And I say this with the experience of being, multiple national brands, running one of the largest independent brokerages in the DC metro area. And in my case, my first year in the business, doing 22 million plus, that's over 600 GCI or right around there. Like I paid 30 grand or over 30 grand to this national franchise that never got me a client. Every lead I closed that year, I generated, right? None of them picked me because of my national affiliation. Just, probably a lot of them didn't even know. So, that's a lot of money. And some of these uncapped brokers, by the way, if you're at, and there's other ones too, and there's other ones that take a lot more than just 6% or 7% of your gross, right? And if you're at one of those, you're actually paying more for your brand than you are to the IRS. That's just crazy, right? So, number one, why I left Century 21 was the costs were outrageous for me, selling 20 million plus a year and, knowing that was going to go up. So just in my mind wasn't affordable. You couldn't logically or economically justify it. Like there's just no way that you could. The second reason is I wanted to expand. And, one of the ways I wanted to expand, and I'm not just talking geographically and with new clients and whatnot, I wanted to add other business services to my clients, right? And one particular way I wanted to do this was through better title services, right? So I had a client who was an attorney and wanted to start a title company, and we had this joint venture idea, and like other agents in my office were actually going to benefit from it, be able to offer the same great services to their clients. And my local broker owner didn't like it because it was potentially competing with something he was doing. He actually made up a story about that it was illegal. which clearly it wasn't, because I modeled it after, examples that other companies were doing. And, right. So that was one thing is a lot of these local broker owners, their profit margins are so thin that, they have to rely on other ways to make profit. And if you venture into those areas, you're going to be at a crossroads with them, right? You're going to be in competition with them, and they're not going to like that. So I think if you want to expand, not just in real estate, okay, but in other areas, you need to be at a company that will support that. And a lot of brick and mortar operations just simply can't anymore because of their lack of profitability. The third reason why I wanted to leave was to have more branding freedom. When you're at one of these big box brokerages or these corporate owned ones, everything looks the same, right? You've seen tons of examples where the logo, the font, the colors on all the signs, brandings, websites, all looks the same. And guess what? If your sign, if your website, if it looks like your broker's, right? If your website is on your broker's domain, you're not branding yourself. You are branding and promoting a brokerage brand, not you, right? The Century 21 simply did not give me the branding freedom that I wanted to be at. So those are all the reasons why I left. All right. Right now I am at eXp Realty. Been there for, a few months. It'll be a year, and it has gone amazing. It's allowed Carrie Scholl and I, my wife and business partner, to expand. We're now in over a dozen states. We're impacting over 200 real estate agents that have partnered with us in our groups, and we're having fun doing it. So if you are at a place in your career where you want to look at the eXp option with Carrie Scholl and I, and save more of your commission, get the coaching and mentoring and training from us that will help you scale, build multiple streams of income, collaborate with other top people, get branding freedom, get the freedom to expand geographically and into other businesses. If you want any and all of that, please send me a text message at 703-638-4393. Thank you for watching the show. And once again, if you are ready to join Carrie Scholl and I at eXp Realty, I'd be honored to sponsor you. You can text me at 703-638-4393. Thanks again for watching the HyperFast podcast and tuning in. We'll see you next time.